Let's go. Fake Guru number 7, locking in the sale. If you didn't guess already, this is going to be about a familiar face. I just had to dive back in because it's so juicy. This is a spicy one. This is about Dan Lok. Yes, you heard it right. The guy we heard from before, Greedy Dan versus Woke Dan. We're back at it. This time we're talking about Dan's sales experience and his sales videos. But before we talk about that, I just want to talk about the popularity of people who pretend to be something they're not and pretend that doing things that are not easy are easier than they seem to be by staging them, okay? So we saw this with, there was a genre of YouTube that was popular for a while, pickup YouTube, where guys picked up girls. And because a lot of guys are lonely and they want to learn how to pick up girls, there were these people who got really popular by pretending it was like super easy. So here's an example of such a person. His name is Prank Invasion.
You answer yes to any one of the questions, I get a kiss.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be a stranger he just met, and he says, if you answer whatever to any of these questions, I get a kiss, whatever.
That was the first question. You answered yes.
Oh.
So I went.
Okay.
Right! Because it's that easy. That's all it is, boys. That's all. You guys have been doing it wrong. You didn't know you just had to ask simple questions. Okay, and that video got, oh, look at that, 10 million views. Because even if you stage something, even if it's obviously a lie, if it just is like sellable, if you're if you're supposedly showing people how it's done or whatever, it gets views. Okay, so let's translate this to another type of closing the deal, which is also people struggle with and people want information on. That's sales. So sales is just this. It's hard. I've done sales in the past. You just have to eat it for a while. And it's really hard. Not a lot of people are good, but everyone's looking for a shortcut. And so sales trainers have become really big. And Dan Lok's trying to get a piece of that action by showing himself to be a great salesman. So he has 2 videos where he shows what a great sales guy he is. All right. When a client says, your price is too high, and you say,
are you familiar or are you aware of how much Mr. Lok charges for a full 1-day consultation?
No, I mean, I haven't really.
Okay, so this is set up by saying basically this guy knows nothing about Dan Lok somehow. He somehow doesn't know how much Dan Lok charges for his consultation fee. This is all, I put it all in air quotes.
Seen any numbers anywhere too much, but I mean, it'd be good to hear it more.
Yeah, I was under the impression that you already were aware. You know, he's not cheap, right? He charges $50,000 a day.
$50,000 a day? What? He charges $50,000 a day. Okay, so let's set this up. This guy, cold, knows nothing about how much this costs. Probably expecting a sales training rate pretty low, you know, maybe $1,000 a day, something sort of reasonable. $50,000, that's like out of the realm of possibility for most people, especially new businesses. Okay, so check this out. So at first the guy says no. I'll just spoil this video for you. The guy says no, and he goes, no, that doesn't sound right. And then here comes hero Dan Lok. And look how it's all framed. It's all framed so perfect, almost as if it's set up and staged and actually fake.
What about that? Actually, just 1 second, just a moment.
Sure.
You gotta go.
Okay, he's got to go. He can't stay for very long, but just enough to train his little pupil. So the guy runs through like what the guy's problems are, and Dan Lok says like, oh, well, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Okay, so the client's like not interested at this point. You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. He tells him like how to do it.
Does it really matter if he charges you $50,000 or even $75,000? Even give it $100,000.
Yes, it matters. Yes, it always matters. It matters whether someone charges you $50K, $100K, or $1 million. No matter how much money you're telling them you're going to make them, the initial price of the investment is, of course, it matters because you don't know if Dan Lok's going to make you a bunch of money. That's ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Does it really matter?
Yes.
Are you looking for a cheap price, or looking for results?
I definitely would say question of price. It just seems a bit off here.
Right.
Okay, so they keep talking.
So my sales team does videos, and
Double here, an extra $3 million. And
this is where it gets really cuckoo.
let's just say for a second here that Dan is able to double. We're talking double here, an extra $3 million of value to you. Does it matter if Dan charges you 50,000, 75,000?
Okay, stop. Okay, first of all, people in business who have grown a $3 million business aren't stupid, okay? So when somebody says, look, if I could get you an extra double your business, wouldn't it be worth it? Well, yes, but you're not guaranteeing that. This is ridiculous. This is so hypothetical and idiotic that someone would pretend like, oh, well, if I could double you haven't doubled the sales, dummy. Anyway, this is where we've gone to Neverland, we've gone to Dreamland, because this guy's response to this is
fuck, even 100,000. At the end of the day, you're gonna double the sales of your company. So let me ask you, what do you want to do here? Because if Dan, I'll be really honest. I've got to get going here. If you want to do this,
I gotta get going here. I don't have time for your $50,000 sale. I gotta play hard to get, and you're gonna fall for that, right?
Great. If you don't, that's also perfectly fine with us, right? Dan's got a busy schedule, so it's up to you. Do you want to double the sales of your company, and you want to get the man who can help you do it? How much is that going to be worth to you?
So if I were to proceed with next steps here, what would that look like? Is it me, flying to? I think, yeah.
Dude, stop. You're not gonna go through the next steps. Okay, let's run that back. Okay. The guy calls looking for maybe a $1,000 to $5,000 sales training. He gets told it's 10 to 50 times more expensive than he thought it was. Over the course of, at first he thinks that's ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. Who's going to try? Why would you accept that? Nobody can revolutionize. No one can double your sales with a little one-day pep talk. So then the guy says, rightly says, like, no, that's ridiculous. Dan comes up and he's like, oh, well, all you have to do is say, like, well, does it matter? Because I'm just going to double your sales anyway. And also say, like, play hard to get, and just say, like, yeah, I don't have time for this. And that works. No, hell no, it doesn't work. So by now you're probably wondering, coffee break. What are you doing? This is a fake thing. Obviously, they're just role playing. It's never meant to be taken seriously. Well, wrong. This is where our second video comes in. This is actual. Hold on, let's read that title. Let me zoom in on that title for you so that there's no mistaking. Actual live sales call with Dan. So this is real. They're claiming that this is real.
So you're charging $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
Okay, I love this. Look at this intro. I love this, dude. This is vintage Dan, okay? Look.
So you want...
Look how the camera guy picks it up like that. He's like sprinting towards Dan. Oh, he's got a deal on the hook. As if this wasn't like set up and staged. Dan happens to be standing next to his telescope in his perfectly manicured penthouse. Get the hell out of here.
So you're charging
dude.
$2,000 a month with local clients. How much do you want to be charging?
Okay, so also, look. He's just getting preliminary information. So obviously this is one of their first calls because he doesn't know anything about the business. He doesn't know how many sales guys has. So all right, so you have to know that. That's important.
Oh, that's,
Your cost.
hard to scale.
Okay. How many clients do you want to be working with?
Oh, by the way, that's like my favorite part about Dan's sales strategy. It's all just asking questions back. Okay, notice the fact that asking questions is good in sales, but you don't just it just comes off like a cheap trick when you repeat it over and over. Like when somebody like asks you a genuine question, responding with another question does not help. It's like you can't say, like, when they say, well, how much does it cost? And you can't go back and say, well, how much do you think it's worth? Well, no, but actually, how much does it cost, though? Well, how much are you willing to pay? Well, what are you doing? Because I'm trying to get information from you, the sales guy. So he always asks, that's one of his things. He answers questions. It just drives me crazy. But anyway, so whatever works. Whatever works in your fake video.
I think the first milestone I need to get to is 50. Maybe like a coaching call or something like that.
Bump up your pricing, because I think you're not charging now. With a 50% profit margin, you will have a problem when you grow, because as you bring on more people, your profit margin will shrink. And quite frankly, there's not enough. No wonder if they rely on referrals, because you cannot afford to spend money on marketing. True?
Yeah.
So for 2 hours, I charge 10K. How do you feel about that?
10K.
Correct. $5,000 an hour.
stop, dude. This is the second video where they do the same thing, where the guy supposedly didn't know the price beforehand. So this is their like first call or second call, maybe. 10K for 2 hours. No. That's where you go click, and every normal person, every business guy who scraped for that 10K is not giving away 10K to some slick guy on YouTube. No. That's not real life. All right, let's go back.
It's an awful lot of money.
Yeah, is there any way that we could maybe, I don't know, start with an hour and go from there, or maybe get a discount or something? Like that's all, you know,
So
that's all percent of my profits there in a month.
yeah, it's a lot of money. Let me ask you this. You're coming to me because you want to charge more money and charge what you believe you're worth and have more, just make more profit, correct?
Yeah.
And how would you feel if you come to me, the king of high ticket sales, Dan Locke, and we start our
The king of high ticket sales. That's what he calls himself. The king of high ticket sales. Get out. Okay, sorry. Go back.
relationship by me giving you a discount? Would you trust to hire a guy like that to help you increase your price?
Dude, the guy wants to hire you. He just wants a deal because he can't afford it. This posturing doesn't work in real life. This is not how people behave in real. This is not real life sales. This is Neverland sales. Okay.
I guess maybe not.
Yeah. Do you want to be do you want to be Bentley in your industry, or you want to be the Hyundai?
I'm done with the Hyundai.
Correct. And I am the fucking Bentley.
No, dude. No, you didn't just say that.
And I am the fucking Bentley.
Dude, no one talks like this in real life. Nobody says this, dude. This is how you know it's fake, because these lines are like out of a script or something. I mean, you don't cuss at your client. You don't grandstand like you're some hot shot. That just doesn't come off. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back to the actual live sales call with Dan Locke.
So where should we go from here?
So at this point, the guy has basically told Dan he can't afford it, and then he needs to lower the price. Dan has said, nah, dude, I'm such a big shot baller. I'm worth every penny. And he's like, well, where do we go from here?
I guess I'd say let's get started.
Are you sure? You don't sound like very certain. Because I don't want you to do this if you're not sure. Because I'm going to help you, but damn, you got to do the fucking work.
I'll do the work, Dan. It's just, this is year 3. I can't keep sitting here at 13 fucking clients a month. Like, that's not I can't.
Oh my gosh, I've had enough. So let's recap, okay? So this guy, first or second call with Dan, because Dan knows nothing about the guy. The guy knows nothing about Dan or what he charges, except what he's watched through the YouTube videos. And supposedly the guy has his doubts, but Dan closes him within the span of a 6-minute video. Nobody changes their mind that fast. People do not change their mind in 6 seconds on a 10K decision. You know what they do? That this guy didn't do once? You know what real people do that they didn't do in either of the last 2 videos? They say, wait, let me think about it. That's what they do every time. They say, wait, let me think about it. Hold on. Let me go ask my wife. Hold on. I'm not ready to decide that yet. Hold on. I'm not ready to just drop a commitment on 50 or 10K. That never happens. This is, well, okay, I'm going to say it's my opinion because there's no way I can prove for certain. It's my opinion. This is as fake as a $3 bill. This is ridiculous. Doesn't exist. Didn't happen. This guy is promoting his sales skills because he wants views, not because he actually is doing these live or that these are real deals. Okay, so let's go to, again, my opinion. Now, if you want to see someone who actually does real sales calls and like, look, I'm not like the Grant Cardone fanboy or anything like that, but Grant Cardone is an actual sales guy with actual sales experience. And how you know that is because when he does live sales calls, which he does, which is, I think his popularity with that is one reason Dan started doing it. Look at what happens when a real person, when a real salesman does a sales call. This is what happens 99% of the time. And any real salesman would tell you this.
And I could get you another $10,000 or $15,000 for your house. Would you be open to that?
No, we're
Okay, Melinda. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me ask you: who do you know that's that's about to sell their house or list their house other than yourself? Nobody? Who?
I love that video. It's a video of Grant Cardone standing in front of a bunch of people doing a live sales call, and the person just flat out tells him no. He doesn't close them because that's what happens most of the time. And then even he tries the classic, which is, do you know any friends that I could basically sell to? And she says, no, I know nobody. That's real sales. That's the real world. And people telling you different, people telling you that they've got the secret to easy closing sales is the same person. It's the same thing, different industry as this guy. It's the same thing. It's a liar telling you that things are easier than they actually are, and they're selling you a fantasy land, dude. Don't buy it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had for you now. I wanted to walk you down those two little sales calls. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. We got a new artist I'm going to feature for the first time on this channel. I hope you enjoy. Here is Mark Rebelit. I don't know how to say his last name. But he's going to close us out. Go check him out on YouTube. I'll see you guys soon.
When you can't come up with another idea, fuck it, dude. Just make something. Just get up, get in front of your shit, pump it out, baby. No one gives a fuck about your creative integrity. None of it matters. All that matters is that you're here working, making shit.